Welcome to Biblio Cultist, where I discourse and recommend books that I find interesting from my personal library. In this episode, I will go through a basic presentation of one of my favorite novels of all time. It's right up there with Hyperion and other great works. The Golem was written by Meyrink. Like I always mention, what matters to me is that you get access to the content, to the book. And so when I suggest these books and kind of go over the basics of them, the point is to encourage whoever's watching to get these books and enjoy them and read them and extract from them the beauty and the information is contained in these books. I've said before that books are a very powerful, magical object. So it's a very interesting kind of art because it contains codified symbols that together construct meaning. And then they're placed within two covers, and they're contained as a unit. So you have a collective of symbols that together create meaning, and either a single meaning, multiple meanings, a myriad of meanings. And they're all contained within a single unit that you can hold an object. So it's not only an object of art, but it's also a magical portal into a different dimensional way of thinking. Everything that happens within the portal influences this reality, and this reality influences the portal. So it's a multi-dimensional experience. And this is what books are, in my opinion, one of the most powerful, the most important things that human beings have ever engendered. When it comes to, again, the edition that I'm reviewing here is by Black Letter Press, which I absolutely love. They're not obviously sponsoring this video, but I love their editions. They're wonderful. This one in particular is the first printing 2021. And this one is numbered. So, this edition was limited to 250 copies. And I was fortunate enough to be able to get one of them. But again, just make sure if you go to the website, they may not have this edition available, but they may have another edition. Just get any edition you can find from anywhere. Editions do matter in the sense that there's a factor of enjoying the art of the publishing itself, right? The printing also can be beautiful and can enhance the experience. That's for sure. But the content is what matters. That's what is the key here, is that you imbibe the content. When it comes to this work in particular, it kind of fits what I was saying earlier. Meyrink is really exploring the mystery of time itself. He explores the concept of spirituality, dreams, the line between spirituality and dreams, and also the notion of free will. This work actually explores what you would call a Jewish mysticism in a very interesting way. Not a lot of books explore this, which makes it special as a book. It's just because the way it's presented is a very entertaining and powerful vehicle to actually discuss these topics. So the topics are interspersed among the narrative in a very powerful way. To kind of make a point of this, and I usually don't do it, I do it once in a while, but I'll read a quote from the book that I marked because I think it would encompass, it would really present the very idea of the book. I couldn't help, so this is the quote, I couldn't help the thought that rose in me. If we, when all said and done, aren't something similar to these little bits of fluttering paper, driven hither and thither by some invisible, incomprehensible wind that dictates all our actions, while we in our simplicity think we have free will. Supposing life really were nothing but that mysterious whirlwind of which the Bible states, it bloweth where it listeth, thou hearest the sound thereof, but canst not tell whence it cometh and whither it goeth. Isn't there a dream in which we fumble in deep pools after silverfish, and catch them, and wake and find nothing in our hands but a cold drop of air blowing through them? So as you can see, the topic of free will is the primary concern in the work, and in that quote he seems to question the very notion of free will, right? Because he's considering the idea that there is no such thing as free will, that there is inherent chaos in reality. But at the same time, there's other quotes where there's a very aggressive notion that free will does matter. So he explores both ideas in a very impactful, beautiful way. Of course, the very idea of the golem is based on a old story regarding Jewish mystics who would create a being that could be controlled by Kabbalistic magic and have this creature do the bidding of the magician. But of course, in this work, that is seen and treated in a different way. I'm not going to go into it because it will spoil a lot of the novel, but just exploring mysticism and exploring occultism in a way, because there's an occultic element to this. Also, the ghetto itself, which is the backdrop of the novel, is itself a character, and it's a very powerful character in the story. You immerse yourself into a living organism where you have all these characters that are part of this living organism. As you go through the novel, you feel that you don't know what's real, what is unreal. And it's difficult to tell even if the characters are fictitious within the novel. Obviously, it's a novel, but it's difficult to even tell within the novel who is a fictitious character, who's a figment of someone's imagination, etc., which makes the novel a very deep and profound experience. I would say lastly, because Lovecraft, which I love, took from Dunsany this conception of mood, in which mood matters more, the setting is more important than even the context of the characters. Lovecraft used to say that he was not good at creating characters because he didn't seem to care about people a lot, or didn't like people a lot. I mean, it's something to this effect. So he would do a self-criticism when it came to his character development, because he didn't seem to care a lot about the characters, but more about the setting in which the characters were, engaged in. But here in the Golem, what's genius about this, he combines both ideas in a very profound way. He's masterful at the setting. And even if the novel was only pure setting, it would be spectacular just because of the setting. Just for that, it would be great. But then his character development and their insertion into the setting makes the novel even more powerful. So I highly suggest you find any edition you can. You can find a nice edition like Black Letter Press, even better, but any edition would do. Read it, enjoy it, and then again, come back after you read it if you want, and comment on the video. If you like the content, subscribe, share, and I'll do my best to continue doing this and sharing a lot of the books that I have in my library that I think you may enjoy. And anything that I've finished recently, I'll review it. When I finish it, I'll review it as well. I have a very eclectic kind of, for some people it may seem like a random set of interests when it comes to reading. So not all books are what some people call occultic or horror or anything like this. I read history, I like Bibles, I like Qur'ans, I like Vedic literature, history. So it's whatever comes to, I feel like commenting on or doing a recommendation, I'll recommend it here. So anyway, thank you for joining me, and see you next time.